Hi guys, welcome. Today is day 28 and we are looking at lesson 75. Let's go ahead and get turned over there. All right, so today we're looking at area of a trapezoid, and we've worked with trapezoids before, and we may have not called it a trapezoid, but really a trapezoid can be the area. We can break it apart into a triangle and a rectangle or a quadrilateral and come up with the areas of them separately and then add them together. So we've done it before, but once we know the area of a trapezoid formula, it'll make it a little bit easier to come up with. So again, what is a trapezoid? Well, it's a quadrilateral, so it has four sides, and then it has a pair of sides that's parallel, and then another side that are not parallel. So if we're looking at, obviously, if it's base times height, if we're looking at a rectangle or a parallelogram, we know it's base times height. We can't just use base times height because we have two different bases in a trapezoid. So in a parallelogram, base times height, rectangle obviously is a form of a parallelogram, so we can use that. But if we just did this base times this height, that area would be a little bit too small. But then if we did the second base down here times the height, that would be a little bit too big. So how do we figure out what is just right? We take the average of the two bases. So we do base 1 plus base 2. It doesn't matter if you call top 1 or 2. You're just adding them together, then dividing by 2. That's going to take the average of them, and then we multiply that by the height. And again, this is on your reference sheet. I think it should be similar to that. 1/2 base 1 plus base 2, or that's the same as base 1 plus base 2 divided by 2. And then we multiply that by the height. And again, it doesn't matter. We're adding base 1 and 2, so it doesn't matter if you call this 1 or base 2 and this base 2 or base 1. It doesn't matter. We take the average of those two and then multiply by the height, and that's going to give us our area. So if we have this one here, obviously 24 times 12 would be too large of an area. 8 times 12 would be too small. So we need to, again, we can do the old days and break this apart into a triangle and this into a triangle and then find the area of a triangle, rectangle, and triangle and add them all together. And now that we know this formula, we can save a lot of time. So we add 24 and 8, we add those together and then divide by 2. So we get 32 divided by 2, which is 16. So 16 is the average of our bases. And then we do 16 times 12 because 12 is our height. So we get 192, and it's feet. So it'd be 192 square feet. If the bases are 12 and 18 and the height is 8, again, 12, just don't mix up your base and your height. As long as you don't do that, just plug in your two bases and your height into your equation and then just solve. So 12 plus 8 is 20, divided by 2 is 10, and then 10 times our height of 8 is 80. Oh, what did I mean? Oh, hold on. Make sure you read the question carefully. 12 plus 18, apologies, I did 12 plus 8. See, I just said don't mix them up, and that's what I did. So 12 plus 18 is 30. 30 divided by 2 is 15 times the height of 8, which is 120, and it's square centimeters in this case. I tell you guys not to use your cell phone calculator, but that's all I have today. All right, so this one's pretty simple. It's just area of this one shape that we're going to be working with, but no longer do we have to break it apart into 2 or 3 separate polygons. We can just do base 1 plus base 2, take the average of those by adding them and dividing by 2, and then multiply by the height. So an added step from a rectangle or a parallelogram, but still pretty similar to what we've been doing in the past. Okay, we'll go over those in class. That's all I have. I'll see you guys here in a few days.